Hey everybody, welcome to Video Game Design with Patterns and Tessellations. What I'm going to do today with this video is kind of showcase for you some of the basic objectives that my students in the 6th and 7th grade visual arts class would be learning in this project. They're going to learn video game design basics, they're going to analyze and create tessellations as influenced by M.C. Escher with the assistance of the math department at their school. They're going to discuss and then create a video game that demonstrates knowledge of pattern and mathematical tessellations. Pattern is a principal design that I focus on in my art class. And finally, they're going to assess their work and the work of others by critiquing each other via Edmodo and the Gamestar Mechanic program as they're able to share their work on social media sites. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how these outcomes are going to be aligned with standards.
Yeah, listen to that funky guitar. Come on, 2 words, or just dance.
Yeah, what I try to do for this little clip is that my students were focusing on making traditional art out of weavings and showcasing pattern, rhythm, and movement, which are basically all my principles of design that I need to cover. And what I try to do as a special prize for them is that I brought in my Xbox Connect and the Just Dance 3 game to kind of pay off the kids that worked hard and they challenged me to a little dance-off. And it was a lot of fun. We got the dance all day in class. And I think it was a way to reinforce the project that we did to instill their good behavior, but it was also a chance for me to lead into the Gamestar project and let the kids know there is a potential to teach and learn with video games.
See, when you start, you can't lose. I got 2 words for you and your crew. Now here's what I want you to do. For me, just dance. Yeah. Get on your feet and get off your pants and just dance. Act like this is your one chance to just dance. Come on, let the beat put you in a trance and just dance. South Dakota to the south of France. Yeah, we party rocking, stimulating, hyperactive, invigorating, fresh. For the rest of your life, just dance a little to help you rest that night. Grab a partner and bust a move quick. Follow the beat and trust the music. Water boy, you can do it. It seems too thick to quit. Yeah, see, we gon' party all night long. The DJ's playing all the right songs. Jungle Juice, who spiked the punch? I only had me a bite for lunch. I guess I gotta hit the flow, dance it off and drink some more. Yeah, chips, dips galore. Exactly what I came to kicking for. Yeah, to just dance. Hey, come on, get on your feet and get off your pants and just dance. Act like this is your one chance to just dance. Come on, let the beat put you in a trance and just dance. South Dakota to the south of France. I got some instructions. Yeah. Grab your partner, get on the floor, swing around and do-si-do. We wanna know, how low can you go? What you standing there for? Just dance. Grab your partner, get on the floor, swing around and do-si-do. We wanna know, how low can you go? What you standing there for? Just dance. Man, get off your pants and just dance. And this is your one chance to just dance. Ha, let the beat put you in the trance and just dance. South Dakota to the south of France, to Japan, just dance. Everywhere, all across to the foreign lands, just dance. All the ladies and the mans, just dance. You think you can't? Well, you can, just dance.
What we had to do for the beginning of the project is that I try to give the students games that they are familiar with and that they can understand the parallels between the basic core game concepts. On the first day or two, I will let them get to play something like musical chairs or red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, or maybe even rock, paper, scissors, and we just try to let them understand what are the basic rules of those games, what is the challenge, what is the goal. These are all very common game concepts that can be found in a board game, a little game like you see here, or even a video game. And then later on we get into how they can modify certain rules and how they modify the individual systems within the game to see what works well and what doesn't. And they can play a level and then change it up. I think what worked well is to get them doing these games. I would probably get to do hopscotch outside, but it was very rainy that day. But I think overall the students really got into playing some of these other games and just playing games in general, because every step that they were playing a game, they were learning about basic game design concepts and how to incorporate them into the game that they were going to be building with Gamestar Mechanic in the future. But hopefully I will have more time to do some of these older games with them next time around with the project, because I think they really got into it.
Ready? All right, go.
My rationale for using the technologies primarily would be Edmodo and Gamestar. I use Edmodo so that I can manage the students' grades and the progress throughout completing the additional written assignments, and I use Gamestar because it was very engaging. The students had to read a comic book through their progress, and it was really nice to see how rewarded that they could get after finally completing a level. Let's see what other students had to say.
We are playing games to see how we translate it, and we're trying to figure out the differences in the missions. And I'm on level 4, and I am playing a game, and it's you have to defeat these enemies without any weapons, and you have to go over the.
So I think what worked well as far as Gamestar went is that the students were highly engaged by the games, and they got to play the games, and they got to learn, and they got to receive rewards. I think that worked very, very well. I wish what I could do better is the monitoring of the site. Maybe if I had all the netbooks under a LAN desk, I could see what part of the program the students were using, because they can get easily distracted and just play games, or they'll get frustrated and not do their quests and just play the side games instead. So I would like to hopefully be able to monitor a little bit better next year around when I would do this again. I think another part that also helped me was using Edmodo to track the students' progress, and I can keep sending them reports and alerts saying, hey, you owe me this assignment. You may be working good on the game, but you still need to do the written part of it. So that really helped me out a lot. I may want to do more assignments or more interventions between writing and assessment through the project if I do this again next year.
Are you tired of doing the same boring thing on the computer?
I think this project demonstrates my competence in technology, as you can see through this little video right here, that my students were able to make tessellations and patterns out of the arrangement of their blocks, which they earned through the game. Again, you can only earn these things if the students had to play through all the levels of the project. Even after that, they had to earn their publishing license, and then they had to post it on Edmodo. So without the usage of kind of the self-guidingness of Gamestar, and the students, once they publish their work using social media on the Edmodo site, I would not be able to publish their game onto my arcade site so that the other students can get to play and check it out and showcase it with the world. So I think here, by demonstrating, seeing all the work of my students, you could see that they understand how to work with the technology and what they learned from the whole project on designing their own video game.